I stayed because I thought it made me a good man. I'm 71 years old, and I want to tell you something that most men never say out loud. I didn't ruin my marriage by leaving. I didn't ruin it by cheating, or yelling, or drinking, or walking away. I ruined it by staying too long. And before you judge me, and you will, understand this. I stayed because I thought that's what a good man does. I stayed because I believed loyalty meant endurance, because I believed providing was the same as loving, because I believed silence was strength. I was wrong, and it took me most of my life to understand the cost. From the outside, my life looked solid. One marriage, one house, 2 kids, a steady job, no scandals. People used to tell me, "You've got a good thing going," and I believed them. My wife wasn't cruel. She wasn't unfaithful. She wasn't abusive. She was, tired. And so was I. But tired doesn't look like a crisis, does it? It looks like responsibility. It looks like adulthood. It looks like doing what you're supposed to do. So I stayed. Staying didn't look dramatic. It looked like eating dinner in silence, sleeping back to back, talking only about logistics, raising kids like co-workers on a shift schedule. We didn't fight much. That's what fooled me. I told myself, if we're not fighting, we must be okay. But we weren't okay. We were quietly disappearing. I grew up believing a simple rule. A good man stays. He stays through boredom. He stays through distance. He stays through unhappiness. Because leaving is selfish. Because wanting more is childish. Because other people have it worse. So when I felt lonely in my own house, I swallowed it. When I felt invisible, I told myself to be grateful. When I noticed the affection was gone, I told myself it didn't matter. I told myself, this is just what marriage becomes. And that sentence cost me everything. My kids never saw us hold hands. They never saw us kiss for no reason. They never saw warmth. They saw cooperation. They saw politeness. They saw 2 adults doing their duty. At the time, I thought that was stability. Now, I understand it was instruction. I taught my children what love looks like. And it wasn't love. It was survival. There was a night I still think about. I came home late from work. The house was quiet. My wife was sitting on the couch, staring at nothing. I asked, "You okay?" She said, "I don't know who I am anymore." And instead of sitting down, instead of listening, I said, "We'll figure it out." Then I went to bed. That was the moment. Not because she said something dramatic, but because she was asking to be seen. And I chose comfort over courage. Here's the part people argue about. Why didn't I leave? Because leaving would have forced me to admit I wasn't happy. I didn't know how to fix it. I might be the problem. Staying let me hide. Staying let me call myself responsible. Staying let me avoid change. Staying felt noble. Leaving felt terrifying. Staying felt, easier. So I stayed. It didn't cost me my reputation. It cost me time. Years of emotional distance. Years of pretending things were fine. Years of slowly becoming strangers. By the time I realized the marriage was over, it had already been dead for a long time. We didn't divorce with anger. We divorced with exhaustion. and that's worse. Here's what no one tells you. The regret doesn't hit when the marriage ends. It hits years later. It hits when you see your grown children struggling to connect, when you watch them tolerate relationships instead of choosing love, when you realize they learned that from you. It hits when you sit alone and replay moments you dismissed, moments where you could have spoken up, moments where you could have left, moments where you could have chosen truth instead of safety. Someone once asked me, "Do you regret staying?" I didn't answer right away, because the truth is complicated. I don't regret trying. I regret confusing endurance with love. I regret believing that staying automatically made me a good man. It doesn't. Sometimes staying is fear wearing responsibility as a disguise. Some of you will say, "You should have left earlier." Some of you will say, "You did the right thing staying for the kids." Some of you will say, "Marriage isn't supposed to be easy." And you're all partly right. But here's the truth I learned too late. Staying isn't brave if it requires you to disappear. And leaving isn't selfish if it tells the truth. I wish someone had told me this. A good man doesn't just stay. A good man is honest, even when honesty costs him his comfort. A good man doesn't teach his children to tolerate emptiness. A good man knows when loyalty becomes fear. I'm not telling you to leave your marriage. I'm telling you to pay attention to the silence, to the distance, to the version of yourself you're becoming. If you're staying because you're scared to disrupt your life, that's not strength, that's avoidance. And avoidance charges interest. If you stay, make sure you're staying with your whole self. If you leave, make sure you're leaving honestly. But don't tell yourself you're brave just because you're still there. Sometimes the bravest thing a man can do is admit that staying isn't saving anyone. I stayed because I thought it made me a good man. It didn't. It just made me quiet. If you're watching this and feeling uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is trying to teach you something. Listen to it sooner than I did. Was staying the right choice? Or did I mistake loyalty for fear? Tell me what you think. And if you want to hear more stories like this, from people who learned the hard way, subscribe to learn from my mistakes. You don't have to repeat them. This channel is full of people like me, sharing the truths we've learned, the mistakes we've made, the wisdom we've gathered. Turn on notifications. There are more stories coming. And if you've lived through something similar, or if you're in the middle of it right now, leave a comment. Tell me what resonated.